So as I'm crawling around on the floor, I want to mention to everybody what a good place the floor is for us. It's close to Mama. In these times of going fast and spiraling up, it's important to know that there's a root spiral that we need. We learn from the trees. So we need to be fed by the earth. We need to know where we belong. We need to find our identity in the water. And then we could carry that spiral up with the earth's message of unconditional love for all beings. We could be there. We can be available for all the beings like Mama is, right? She doesn't qualify presence or who gets to grow and who doesn't get to grow. So it's a nice metaphor for this season. And I was listening to quite a bit of Abraham Hicks yesterday, who I so enjoy because there's zero negativity, there's zero shaming, there's zero exclusionary language. It is a lot for people who are below the poverty line, who've been oppressed and stolen from, to which I try to watch, speak and say, you create your own reality, because oppression is done to folks. And I have to say, as I've traveled through East Asia and Africa in my small life, and among populations of diversely abled people, those are the people that never complain. So that's interesting. The children that don't have any toys are the happiest. So just maybe that will be how we start, as we have considered minimizing in this culture, as we have slowed down, some of us consuming as why we're here. We're actually here to bless. And Abraham Hicks has language that to make a swap out between, to exchange gratitude for appreciation. So I find that the vibration of those two forms of consciousness are different. And gratitude can be a little bit religified for me. And there's some unclear areas there for me. And appreciation just feels like a big uplift, pretty cleaned up uplift. So play around with things like that. Be sure you're absolutely clear. So our job is uplifting ourselves and uplifting, and hence uplifting all beings' consciousness. We turn on the light for the dark places, like these amazing Iranian women are doing in their own culture. And so I'm going to invite the bell. And again, that concept, inviting the bell is different than ringing the bell. I'm not doing something to the bell. I'm approaching the bell and asking, will you allow me to invite you? Will I allow myself to be taught by you? That's my approach that I'm trying to be in the world with? Will you allow me to be taught by you, to be imprinted into our intimacy? Okay. Good morning. Let's do some aloe vera on our skin. I think this is a pretty much the most cleaned up way for you to nourish your skin. Nice cleaned up aloe vera. You won't spend too much time here. The nice thing about aloe vera, you can grow it yourself, and it's good for your face. It's good for burns, fungus. Yeah, so I'm in the process of cultivating aloe vera. I'm very grateful to the mother plant. Just cut off a leaf and then slice it down the middle and thank her. I don't really appreciate plastic bottles. Less and less plastic bottles. Very hard to find this product in a glass bottle. So I'll just grow it. And aloe is a very intelligent plant. So you want to be sure to acknowledge your plant. Say good morning. How are you doing? Look at them, see if they need water or they need you to sing to them, something positive. I was talking to a friend who I'm going to help with some body stuff for birthing their child, and what came forward was that little babies are very much closer to plant consciousness than animal consciousness. So we can practice cultivating unity by acknowledging the plants in our environment, blessing them, thanking them for absorbing our toxins. So the air's all cleaned up for us, the soil's all cleaned up. So immediately, even when the baby's still in the womb, to include the baby in all the situations. So if the mama has pain, from the pelvis, for the mama to have a conversation with this being, it's not your fault that I have pain. I'm trying to resolve something with you so that your home is beautiful. So always be sure that your environment, that there's this unified field that you are cultivating intelligence and higher consciousness in. So it's not just a thing. That's what we got to do. Okay, we're going to start with chakra meditation this morning through the colors. So the chakras are vortices. They're spinning planets of energy that align and interact with each other like the gears of a clock. So if one planet is spinning in a particular planet, it will spin the planet on top of it in the opposite direction. And the chakras go yang, yin, yang, yin, qualitatively, so you're balanced. So, right, all the qualities, all the forms of consciousness, all of the action and all of the rest. So just have a seat and root into this red color. Sarah has a beautiful red for us in her room, she may be intending to ground herself by wearing red or cultivating the red for us. So we're all going to ground down, and that red thread roots deeply into the heart of the earth, and all of life is fed and nourished by this river, this red thread river source. And so it's like women bleed, we can release down into the earth, and in response, Mama says, I love you, here you are. So there's this reflex, rebound reflex is a thing. So you're turning on your rebound reflex to turn on all the levitational quality of the body. All right, so that's a couple of spoonfuls before 8 o'clock in the morning. Breathing in, roots down into the red. Breathe out. Breathe in, may I belong. Breathe out, may all beings belong. Belonging in, belonging out. Extend your exhale to the end and squeeze out in your belly. Breathe in, absorb the red. Notice what direction it's spinning in for you. Notice the vibrant yang quality of red. Let that groundedness, the flesh and the blood, be a whole body quality. It's not something you have to make, it already exists. So don't bear down. Exhale before you depart. Inhale up into your sacrum right above the pelvic floor. In your back body, this has a yin quality of orange, like beautiful fall leaves. There's a delicacy, glow that opens. There's the feminine quality of nourishment, acclamation, being able to yield and let the other person go, and flowing around and having faith. Breathing in, expand this horizontally like a big womb, a big hug. Let yourself be big, and exhale back into the sacred bone, gathering yourself, tending to yourself. Breathing in, may I be nourished. Breathing out, may all be nourished. May there be no hunger and thirst. Breathing in, nourishment. Breathing out, nourishment as a blessing. And let this cosmic nourishment nourish every cell in your body, mind, your heart, being. And since most of you are women, let's let the archetype of the feminine be much closer to Big Mama, Infinite Mama. And when we enter relationship, the qualification is this is nourishing. I am nourishment. I am nourished. Breathing out as you begin to release. Second chakra up into the navel region. Third chakra has a bunch of different locations in the lineages. You find your fire center. Sometimes it's below the navel in some lineages. Sometimes it's the navel. Sometimes it's way up in the solar plexus. Where's your fire center? I work with my navel because I want to work with my ancestors. As part of my ability to stand up. So this is a golden, glowing sun of you. This is a yang quality. You might notice it's not receding, it's coming forward. You can use your fire for all forms of wellness. Breathing in, may I be liberated. Breathing out, may all be liberated. Breathing in, liberation. Breathing out, liberation for all. Any part of you that is ill, where the light is dimmed, send this Agni fire of life to those places in you. Notice the fire is right under the heart. This fire warms the heart. Right, so you need this fire to do your heart work, to love as much as possible. So we leave the umbilica, we leave Manipura up into the heart, and Hata, and which is glowing emerald green. This is a yin space. It's interesting because the heart is so powerful. It can rest back inside. You might take that metaphor today about resting deeply, abiding deeply within yourself. Do we explore those deeper parts of ourselves, which sometimes are territories of emotions like grief, longing, and care. Breathing in, may I love, may I be loved. Breathing out, may all beings be loved. Breathing in love, deepening love, breathing out love. This chakra is a big support for your shoulder girdle, your arms and hands. If you can tend to the support of the heart as this big organ, you can really open the front of your chest, women, without hardening the back. So you open the front and the back. So we don't stick our chest out, but we be sure that the heart window is open. And this can allow us to bow our sweet heads in reverence. See if you can feel how that works. You don't have to butt ourselves through our lives, we just open the heart window in the front and the back, carrying the buoyancy of our Earth Mama's love for us up into the heart. And now we're in the throat. The next chakra in our color is turquoise. Allow the throat to open. Breathing in, may I be unsilenced. Breathing out, may all beings be unsilenced. Breathing in the song of me. Breathing out the song of the world. And exhale as you begin to depart this chakra, moving to the third eye, Ajna. Now we're in deep blues. You can realize to focus behind the forehead, a little bit up, right behind the pituitary gland. Here's the pineal, which is the location of the seventh chakra. You can sort of make that connection into the celestial realm. So lifting yourself up towards the heavenly bodies. That's always going on anyway, but we forget. So here we go, receiving transmissions through the pineal into the pituitary, third eye, and then we live from this vision, this celestial vision. You could balance the head from this place instead of grabbing your shoulders, because you're listening out through the top of your head. Breathing in, may I be light. Breathing out, may all beings be light. Breathing in light. Breathing out light. Please complete meditation. I'd like you to just keep your eyes closed for a second and remember that the purpose of yoga is to transform. The purpose of yoga is for you to know that you can transform out of suffering. Notice how you feel after you take maybe 7 minutes to move into a system of transformation. And here you are, and you're completely different. And your whole quality of vibration is enhanced because you bought in. So that's important to know that that's what yoga's for. So practice and tell your friends, do some yoga. You can transform that stuff. Whatever you want to transform. It's not rocket science. You just need to show up. Okay, let's go ahead and curl up this morning into child's pose. So as we've talked about before, here's our belly, here are our organs, here's our sacral center behind. So we're going to gather ourselves because we're rarely in this low part of our body, our power. So immediately we turn our power on, we gather our power, the knees are together, unless that's too painful. When the knees are together, the sacrum opens, and then we don't have sacroiliac pain. Quick and easy, that's how it works. gather pubic symphysis organ, peel yourself down. Notice every incremental location. If you have tightness, stop there. Push through your hands and move yourself closer to the spine. And then you can roll down a little bit more. Do you have any tightness? Stop. Push yourself back closer to the spine. Let go of your head. 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 If your head cannot come down on the ground, you just get your brick or your pillow and put your head on your pillow. It's important that your head rests on something so you're not holding it up. Again, it's important your head rests so you're not holding it up. Holding your head up will elicit all the tension patterns in the whole body. Let go of your jaw, let your face rest. Let your shoulder blades flow wide on the back. All those things are your foundational body policy. My shoulders are wide on my back. Are my shoulders wide on my back? Are my shoulders wide on my back? Is my jaw released? Is my jaw released? Is my head resting so I can listen? Good. And coming up. Let's go into some cat-cow. So you could do some moving your big pelvis from side to side. If you were an elephant, let go of your legs. Feel that your feet are rolling. All the bones are happy. Let's go ahead and inhale, open the front heart. Open your eyeballs. Exhale, open the back heart. Push through your arms. Inhale, open the front heart. Exhale, open the back heart. Inhale, open the front heart. Exhale, open the back heart. Let's back, push through your arms. Put your hands on backwards. That's good for your brain, good for your shoulders. And open your front heart. Exhale, open your back heart. Inhale, open your front heart. Exhale, open your back heart. Let your tail change. I look up and my tail goes up. Inhale, open my front heart. Exhale, my head goes down, my tail goes down. I'm gathering my organs for back. Come to all fours. Let's go ahead and do some push-ups this morning. I'm going to make a triangle on my mat. My elbows are going to go out. I'm going to put my nose in the triangle and just, let's do 10 of these. Exhale down, inhale up, exhale down. You may never do this. We want to do things that are unfamiliar for our brain, body, not straining. 5 more. Get the blood pumping from your heart. And you're done. Rest in child's pose. Look for a breath. Come up. Spread out your fingers. And let's go ahead and move up with the arm, with my right arm, and begin thread the needle. My shoulder blade is on my back. My ribs are rolling. Breathe in. My ribs are rolling. Breathe out. This time I'm going to go up. I'm going to step back on my right leg, same arm. And come down. Up, whole body roll, and down. My foot is connected to my paw. I'm going to stay up here, make some circles towards my feet. When you come around, you might want to touch your knee. That's another little brain thing doing this morning. Yoga is helping us transform, grow, learn how to have more fun. whole body working together. Come back down. Now you can thread the needle all the way down on the ground. Take 3 breaths. Take 3 breaths. Let that shoulder blade glide on your back. Free your tail, not grabbing anything, sweet face. Notice what you're thinking. And put your left hand down on the ground, come up. Reach your right foot behind you, open it up. Come to the top of the foot, free the sacrum. Remember, we're in water this month. And flow your right leg over to the left, look at it. Push down your right foot, your right hand. Bring that right foot behind you, and then bring it up to the sky. Opposite hand's going to come off, touch your fingers to toes without straining. So the brain and the body already hang out together. They don't need you to be anxious. This is not difficult for the brain and body. It's just a new thing. All the ways. Try to keep it fun. Release that foot and slide that foot forward for a funny pigeon. Go over on your haunch. Let yourself just be on your haunch, your big haunch. Take your front leg and open it up so it's at a right angle. You can see my foot. Put your right hand on your knee, put your left hand on your foot. My back leg's just flopping. And I'm releasing all this gunk here. Keep your ribs long on this side and long on this other side. So we want the ribs floating, so there's lots of room for your intestines down here in your belly. So ground your leg, float your ribs, and then when you're done, walk yourself out, long spine, long spine, long spine. See what else is happening here. Breathing in, nourishing your body, not beating your body up, nourishing your body. If you'd like, you could palm your eyes down here. Just cover your sweet eyes for 3 breaths. Release your eyes, come up to sitting, take your back leg, bring it around to the front on top in cobbler's pose. So this is a little bit unusual cobbler's pose. Then the knees are at a right angle. This is open. This ankle is on this knee. Do this carefully. And this knee is going to be hovering over this ankle. So there's all that wonkiness in your pelvis. That's what we want. Sometimes we just have to rest back here like this and let the pelvis open in the early morning. That's just grabbing that we forgot to let go of. If you can sit up, so right angle, make sure you got your right angle. You can bring yourself forward again, put your elbows on your knee and your ankle. Breathe in and breathe out of the grabbing, long spine, leaning forward. That's just chronic strain and stress that we dump into our pelvis. And that messes up our guts too, you know? So we want to release this stuff. So you know all these, you can sit on the ground, you can always be doing a little bit of something. Okay, so this morning I'm going to rotate to the right. This is my right. I'm just going to walk over to the right. Here's the arch of my left foot. I'm going to use that as a lever. I'm pushing into my left foot and rotating to the right. I'm not reaching away from myself. I'm actually winding in and down. Use your eyeballs, look way over to the side. Don't grab your left leg, drop it down. Find your tail, then come home to mama. Go down, go down, go down. Slowly unwind. Let's do some of this. Wrist circles. How are your wrists? all the body parts. So that was a right set. So I'm going to open my arms. My right arm is going to come on top, so Gomukhasana. My shoulder blades, everything in the upper body. And if you want, you can rest your head on your thumbs and bring yourself forward just a little bit. Couple of breaths. Slowly coming up. Bring your feet together and your knees. Hug under your knees so that you, again, are making lots of room in your sacrum, sacroiliac joint. If you can, put your head down on your knees. Take some breaths. You can be pretty tight in the morning. Go down, breathe into your belly. You'll find that your head slowly lets go, and you can say, thanks so much, head. Cross your legs. Bring yourself forward. Sit back to your plank pose. If you can, bring your big toes together. It's a nice organizing principle along your midline. Center yourself. Overtly center yourself. And then fold your knees. You know what to do. Gather, 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 gather. Come up to all fours. Spread your hands out. Cat-cows again. This is a nice sequence. It's not boring, so you can do it. It almost feels like a dance. Let's do 3 of these. Inhale, opening the front. You always want to go back and do a sequence a couple of times. I like that because we have such minimized windows of attention. This will help you attend to and retend your muscle memory. See if you can remember what we did. What you did. Coming up. Let's go ahead and add this. We haven't done this yet. Let's go ahead and slide your belly forward instead of our push-up. Exhale down. Eyeball, look up. And fold back into time. 2 more. Inhale up. Remembering what you're doing. Being present, not disassociating. Exhale down. Inhale up. This time I'm going to tuck my toes under. We've done this before. Move your hands back. Knees up and down 3 times. And fold. 1 more time. Move yourself forward. Right. I like these kinds of sequences because there's no right way. You're just mushing yourself on strengthening yourself without hurting yourself. There you go. Up and down. Strong legs. Bend your foot back. Good. A little mini rest, child. Gather, gather, gather. Up. All fours. Let me do this funny wing exercise. So ribs and arm. Rib and arm. So our arms get stiff. Notice that. Is this arm stiffer than the other one? And it has everything to do with your rib, doesn't it? So with the whole body this time, I'm going to open up the whole body. Contain your head on your spine. Roll back down. Roll your body up. Yummy. Excellent. Roll back down from your belly. Roll up and open. Push strongly through your down wrist. Take a circle. Turn your head. Touch your knee if you want. Up. Up. Push down that down leg. Don't forget about it. It's important. It's like your kickstand. Inhale, exhale. Good. Come back. Thread the needle underneath. Let that shoulder blade move on your back for your day. Slowly coming up. Reach your left foot back behind you. Stretch it out. Remember to walk and be with the big toe side of your foot closer to the midline. Come to the top of the foot. And slide it across the body. Root down to your left hand. Look at your foot back there. Lengthen that whole left side. Find peace. Come back to the midline. Foot comes up. Opposite hand. This is not hard for the body and brain. We can make it hard in our emotions. Touch your foot, feel your foot show up for the pose. Now can you mold it like some Play-Doh? Thank you, body. Come down, put it on the ground, slide it forward for your open pigeon. Open pigeon, your left foot at the front. Whoops. And you want this. Don't hurt your knee. Open the ankle. Open the ankle. Push down your left knee. Don't hurt yourself. And then play with these sockets up here. So your glutes let go. All the joints are round and they swivel inside the socket. So you want to make sure that there's juiciness in that socket. Lots of us grind into our joints. There's no space for swiveliness. Right? You want big range of motion. You want to go to all the places. Good. Good. Ground that down. Ground that down. And then remember, long spine. Float those ribs up away from the pelvis. Lengthen, make space. Lengthen, make space. Breathe in, breathe out. You're in your heart. You're in high consciousness. Breathing in and breathing out. Loving all beings. You do yoga because you love yourself. Not to compare yourself with somebody else. That's leaving the premises. How are you doing this morning? How are you doing? So if the body hurts, you now know it's because we're stuffing our emotions. We haven't dealt with emotions. Even when we hurt ourselves because we're not completely embodied. Accidents are not coming from outside. They come from our life plan. The sickness comes from our life plan. We don't slow down, the body says, okay, well, we got to take care of this now. So, sorry. Okay, coming up, my right angle here, my cobbler's pose is going to be beautifully designed. It's a 90-degree angle. So take that kind of care. Be exquisite with your body. Your ankle comes on top of your knee comes on top of your ankle. If it's not that way, make it that way, right? This is too tight. Some people do this pose, this leg's way up here from an injury or something. Just leaning back, breathe, support your ankle. You don't want your feet to sickle with the ankle dropping down. You want the ankle up and the toes down. You dancers know about that. So I have some tightness on this side. That's fine. I'm not going to waste my energy judging it. So I come forward. I'm going to work with it. I'm not hurting myself. So I'm going to teach it a new pattern, the letting go pattern. Inhale, lengthen my spine. Exhale, creating more space where I need lengthen my spine. Space. Good. Open my arms to the side. And the left side. Left arm's going to come on top and go Mukasana. Rest. Bring the elbows up. Rest your forehead on your hands if you can. Never tear or damage the body. If you can't do Gomukhasana, you could do this. It's totally fair. It's pretty hard to put your elbows together. Just simply align them like that. So, and forward if you want. Notice the change you're making in the body. Breathing in, opening. Breathing out, resting. Slowly, slowly coming up and wind your arms, bring back out to the side again. Can come to the right foot, push against your right foot, make some leverage there, and spiral to the left without grabbing. I'm going in and down. Use your eyes. That. Come to center. Let's go ahead and bring your legs out in front of you. Tap them out. That's a good thing to do. When you've been at your desk, just sit on the ground and tenderize your legs. Let's do this rolling too. This is really good for us. Rolling. Whole body movements, whole body working together. I pretty much try to live in my belly, my deep belly. And that's really our center of gravity. So we want to make sure we're taking it with us, that we're in our power. We're not doing things that will hurt us. That's also sometimes a pretty dynamic place. Good. All right, I think that we should do a little stretching. So lay on your back. Don't think I forgot anything. Swivel your legs, find your sacrum down on the ground. So go down and rest. Always make sure you have padding under your bones so you're not hurting yourself. Let's go ahead and bring your right knee towards your face. And when you grab your knee, try to grab behind your knee so you don't hurt the joint. And let's bring this leg, left hand, let's bring the leg across. You can rest your right foot on your left leg, nice and comfy. Take 5 breaths here so you can eradicate the grabbing from the hip flexors on the inside of the leg and lengthen the back of your neck and try to rest this side of your pelvis down on the ground. So the leg can go across, but this is resting down on the ground. Leg and bend the pelvis down on the ground. That's grabbing. Breathing in, release. Breathing out, love. Just a little. Come behind your knee if you want. Grab your foot. Bring your nose up. Put it on your knee. You can lengthen your left leg if you like. I'm on the outside of my right foot. 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put your toes. Gently lower the leg. Slow. Go slow. Practice slow. Be slow. Rest. Other side. Processing, processing, processing. So I have more open space now because there's less grabbing. So the leg can do more resting in between. Here's my left knee. I'm going to come behind my knee. And then I'm going to reach across with my right hand, rest my left foot on my right leg. My leg is coming across the midline. My left pelvis is down on the ground. My pelvis is resting. My leg is moving. My pelvis is resting. My leg is moving. So we often are in dual focus, dual, and both. I am resting and moving. I am resting and moving. This to me is a deep presencing. Soften your chest, soften your jaw, letting go. And release that. You can hold on to your left foot if you want with your right hand. Reach across the foot to pull the pinky toe forward. Then my left hand is by my knee. And touch. If you want, lengthen your right leg. 5. Release your head back. Point, 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 point. Massage that sweet foot down midline. Exquisite accuracy in relationship to yourself. In relationship to yourself. Resting. And you can immediately go into Shavasana. Shavasana lets the body recalibrate. You always want to have space in your armpits and space at the groin for your lymph to drain. Soften your jaw, breathing in kindness, deepening kindness. The Shavasana is a beautiful place to practice being the benevolent observer. Benevolent observer who doesn't judge, like Mama, like the sky. She doesn't judge. You're walking too slow, you're walking too fast. So you can observe yourself as the benevolent observer, and you'll find this form of consciousness emerge from deep inside you. This is the consciousness that brought you into being, saying that every moment of your life is okay. Every part of you is okay. What shall you do with it? How shall we have fun? So I mentioned to Rebecca that for attending to any depletion in the body, you're going to open the top of the head and receive high frequency light into the top of the head, rinse down through the skull, recalibrating and nourishing the skull, the brain, all the parts of the brain, down the eyes, the pineal, pituitary, the ears, the nose, the mouth, every tooth, the tongue, high frequency light down the throat, esophagus, digestion, down shoulders and arms and meanings and communications, high frequency light down through the ribs, heart, lungs, kidneys, rinsing every cell of the body, turning every cell on with this high frequency light of love and unity down into the deep belly, the whole spine aglow, down into the pelvic floor. All is well, down into each leg, every cell, bone and blood and skin and nerves and lymph and interstitial fluid, down through feet, out through the toes and fingers, and into the aura of the being, even into the dream realm. Everything glowed open into brilliance and love. Breathing in, I am that. Breathing out, that I am. Breathing in, so. Breathing out, so. So. Please rest as long as you need to bask in the glow of your own everlasting light. And may you disseminate many blessings on this day and through these holy days of deep, deep, deep appreciation for all that is.